Hello and welcome back to Ray Academy. My name is Uju and today I'm going to be teaching you 5 basic stages in the English language structure. When you talk, when you sing, when you make sounds, when you make sentences, when you want to be sarcastic, like basically everything you do with the English language while you're speaking, while you're listening, while you're writing, and while you're reading is embedded in these 5 stages. So, for my new students, you're welcome. Please click the subscribe button just below this video, comment, like, and share. And for my old students, you're welcome. Okay, so let's get right into the video and the class for today. So the very first stage in the English language structure is phonology. Phonology. In my last video, I talked about phonemes. I don't know if you watched, just go back and watch that video and you would see a correlation between that one and the phonology I'm going to be talking about just right now. So phonology simply deals with sounds. It is the production of speech sounds in the English language, and we have 44 sounds in the English language. So some vowel sounds, some consonant sounds. In my next class, I'm going to break it down bit by bit so that you get to understand it better. But for now, I want you to know that the first stage of the English language structure is phonology, and it deals with sounds. You can hear me because I'm making sounds that you can listen to. Okay, so the second stage is morphology, and morphology deals with word formation in the English language. Word formation in the English language, and this means that for you to make words, you have to use the sounds in the English language. So by using sounds, you make up words, and these words are basically in syllables. You have monosyllabic words, and these are words that have only one syllable, and then you have bisyllabic words, 2 syllables, and polysyllabic words, that is more than 2 syllables. So that is why you can have 4 as an FOR, and that one is a monosyllabic word. But when you add EST to make forest, forest, that makes it a bisyllabic word. And then when you go ahead and add A, you have A and TION, you have forestation. Now this is a polysyllabic word. It has more than 2 syllables. So that is morphology for you. Word formation in English language, and this is the second stage in the English language structure. So the third stage is syntax, and syntax deals with the formation of sentences with words. And if you notice, you will know that phonology comes first, dealing with sounds, and then morphology follows, making words with sounds. And now syntax is making sentences with words. So that is syntax for you. And we have subjects and the verb. We can say I ate. I there is the subject and the verb is ate. And also we have a combination of subject, verb, object. I killed a cat. I didn't kill any cat. It's just an example. So I is the subject, killed is the verb, and the cat is the object. We also have a lot of other combinations like subject, verb, object, complement, subject, verb, object, complement, adjunct. I'll treat that specially in one of my subsequent classes to come. Okay, so the fourth stage is semantics, and semantics deals with the denotative meanings of words. Now you're done making sentences, and now you're going to look into the meaning of the sentences that you have made. By denotative meaning, I mean literal and dictionary meanings of words. So for example, when you say Mr. James kicked the bucket, you are saying that Mr. James literally kicked a bucket. maybe there was a bucket in his way or something and he kicked it. So semantics deals with the literal meanings of the sentences that you have made from syntax. And then the last stage I have is pragmatics. Pragmatics, unlike semantics, deals with connotative meaning of words. And by connotative meaning, I mean words that are not literal, meanings that are not literal to the sentences that you have made. So here you can be sarcastic, you can be ironic, and you name it. So let's use the example I used previously. And here, when I say Mr. James kicked the bucket, I do not mean that he literally kicked the bucket. Now I am using it as an idiom, which means that Mr. James died. I don't want to be maybe very vulgar with the statement, or maybe if I don't want to be offensive, or if I don't want to be so harsh, or just like that. When you don't want to be harsh, when you don't want to be so literal with your meanings and all of that, then you use pragmatics as a way of masking true meanings of words. And another example I have is James killed two birds with one stone. Now in semantics, it will literally mean that James killed two birds with one stone. Perhaps he picked a stone and killed one, and picked the same stone and killed another one. But in pragmatics, it means that James did two things using one single opportunity. So these are the 5 stages of the English language structure, and they govern all other rules that would come up in the English language. If you don't have sounds, which is phonology, you cannot make words, which is morphology. And if you don't have words, you cannot make a sentence, which is syntax. And without a sentence, there would be no meaning. And that is where semantics come in. And semantics, as I said, already deals with the denotative meanings of words. And also the last one is pragmatics. You have to have a literal meaning of a sentence for you to actually make a joke out of it, or have another meaning out of that same sentence. It could be maybe you want to be sarcastic, and all of that. So those are the 5 stages of the English language grammar and the structure as well. So perhaps in my next class I would, and all of that. So those are the 5 stages of the English language grammar and the structure as well. So perhaps in my next class I would be teaching phonology. I'll be breaking it down. I'll show you some of the sounds in the English language and how they're pronounced and how they are used. So stay tuned for my next class, and thank you so much for staying with me up until this time. And if you haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button just below the video, comment, like, and share, and I'll see you in my next class. Bye.